And we're back.
Yeah.
Hi, Oz.
Hey, Dennis.
Give me just a second. I'm trying to make sure that I don't screw this up, and I am currently live, so I now have to go over. I said I would follow along on Instagram, make sure that we aren't missing something. So give me a second. There's live. Okay, I have to turn that down. Okay, so I am now paying attention to Instagram as well. Okay. Goodness me. There's Derek. Hello, Derek. There's Owen. Hello, Owen.
How are you?
There you go. So yeah, in the hotel room, back, just got done with Through Black and White Eyes, because we've got, of course, the big Mackham versus Geordie derby this weekend at St. James's Park, the first one that we've hosted since 2016. So there's Katie. Hi, Katie. Katie in the comments on Instagram. So I'm trying to pay attention. So yeah, there's Colin. Colin's in the house tonight or today. So what? It's 2:00 in the afternoon your time. Yes. Oz.
What?
Nope, you froze. You froze. Are you there? No, now you're moving again. Okay. It's 2:00 there?
Yeah.
So it's 9:00
2:00,
here.
yeah, 2:06.
Yep. Seven, all right. So, yep. And you, all right. Well, I guess we have lots to catch up on.
Open this door up.
Obviously, there's...
Quick.
Okay.
I feel like the door is blocking some signals.
Blocking the interwebs. The studio Wi-Fi is persnickety.
Does it work that way? I don't know, but it makes me feel better.
I don't know. Hey, Bart, good to see you. I see you in the background. So we've got lots to talk about. Obviously, we've got the match against El Paso to talk about. We have the preview of the match against Sacramento. This will be our last one of these from here between us. For this trip, this will be my last check-in from the UK for the drop-in. So I'm excited about being home. I was saying to Tara earlier, I'm not ready to come home, but I'm ready to come home, if you know what I mean. It's been a long month.
Yeah, again, your bed is still your bed. Like wherever you are,
exactly.
There's just nothing like your little den.
Yeah, exactly. I'm paying attention. I'm trying to make sure I've got both sets of
I still
comments.
haven't hit record over here, by the way.
Oh shoot! Okay, well then we should do that.
All right,
you ready? You give me the countdown.
All right, 3, 2. Good.
Live. The drop-in is live. Brought to you by
Rising Phoenix Tap Room. Actually, I'm going to when we finish recording here. I'm going to pick up some sponsorship, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Oh man, the froth waters. I don't know. Well, this heat wave's supposed to break today, but man, I don't know how long it has been roasting. But anyway, the drop-in brought to you by Rising Phoenix Tap Room down there in King City at 320 Broadway. Heather and company down there. Again, when the weather is like this and you need to be outside, that's a great place to hang out. Great community hang out there down there in the South County. Again, part of the 831, like I said, a part of the large family that we have here, and we thank them for every month that they support.
Absolutely. Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Derek's Designs, our merchandising partner, making all kinds of bespoke drop-in related merchandise. You can find him right there on the screen, dereksdesigns.com/collection/the drop-in. We've got a couple of t-shirt designs. We've got a couple of hat designs, some beanie designs. We have a fabulous scarf that everybody likes. So go check that out. He also, if you're a Premier League fan or if you're a football fan, an NFL fan, don't be shy. Go look around all over the website. If you're a Wrexham fan, he's got a a series of T-shirts for Wrexham as well. So, check it out. But the drop-in, of course, is what we're most interested in, simply because we also know that 10% of every one of our purchases of drop-in related merchandise goes to the Forza Union 831 Scholarship Fund.
Yeah, that's a great point. Also, yeah, that's still up there. Again, applications are up until June 21st. For if you don't know, help us spread the word. High school seniors, we have a $1,000 scholarship available if you're going to go on and play soccer at your university or college, wherever you're going, anywhere of higher education. Open to all high school seniors, free to apply. And you got up until June 21st to tell everybody, man, we want to get as many people. I got my drop-in shirt on too.
There's your drop-in T-shirt. I just gave 2 drop-in T-shirts and a scarf to my good friends Mike and Fiona Amon here in Newcastle. We've been friends for almost 25 years now. We met them on our honeymoon when we were here back in 2002. So I had dinner with them last night, as well as some Monterey Bay stuff, so that he has Monterey Bay merch to hang in his little home den, what he calls the snug. So Colin wants to know, does the drop-in look down on Wrexham bandwagoners? I'm sorry, but I don't think there's anything other than a bandwagoner. Unless you are related to someone in the greater Wrexham area and have been following that team for all of your life, I think all of us are Wrexham bandwagoners simply because of the TV show. But, at the same time, I kind of dig it. We're all on that train. So there you go.
My question is, if they do indeed sneak into the Premier League at some point in the next 2-3 seasons, and somebody's has already chosen a Premier League team, right, are they going to continue being on the Wrexham bandwagon or saying, hey, no, I chose Spurs? Well, actually, I guess that would be easy. I guess they'll have to make a decision. I didn't even mean that. I just wanted to not use one of the but yeah.
And I think Annie
stadium somehow.
Annie and Jen might be hanging you from your ankles outside the beer garden. No, you're absolutely
easier, I guess, if they just
it does make sense, because we have a couple of people in our group, as we know, who can show up at the Brass Tap wearing a Manchester United jersey or a Wrexham jersey, a Newcastle jersey or a Wrexham jersey. There's Andy King from Orange County. Hello, Andy. Good to see you.
And the first person to wear a half Wrexham, whatever Premier League, they're 86 from those. I'm sorry.
Colin says he doesn't have a Premier League team, so he's just going to be a Wrexham fan from the get-go. So that's all good. Going to the soccer game, got to wear my sports ball shirt. Exactly right, Andy. I'm so right now. I'm still so upset because it's at the beginning of the USL season, and of course we don't get to go down to Orange County until October. It feels so far away.
I'm kind of happy with how the weather is right now. It's probably boiling down there. If it's in the high 80s here, it's probably pretty warm up there.
So the heat wave that is affecting the greater Central Coast, affecting all the people that I know who are saying, God, it's hot. It's affecting all of California. Andy says it's in the 90s. Goodness gracious.
It's March.
It's March, yeah.
I'm trying to reach out to all the new players that are like, oh my gosh, I hit the California dream. This is the jackpot. And it'd be like, no, wait till June when it's 55.
Yeah, wait till June. Wait till it's June and the fog rolls in. Then you gotta acclimate, brother. That's the way it is. So, but we have a whole bunch of different players now from all over the place. We've got, Belmar is from Haiti. We've got we've got a couple of English. We've got a couple of folks that have
The
played
newest
all
guy's
over the
a
United
Kiwi.
States. Yep, we have a new guy from New Zealand. Yep, Riley. Do we have a pronunciation? Is it Bedoy?
They didn't have a pronunciation on the press release, but yeah, either Bedoy or Bedoy.
And I'll never forget the game we came to, middle of June. Fog rolled in during game time. What the Seaside is not a real place. This is true, Colin. The water in Haiti is hotter than it is here. So,
imagine him. He just goes for a dive.
Remember when we interviewed Nico Campazano, and he said, he grew up next to the water. He has to be in the water, and he said that, he would go swimming in the water, but then he got freaked out because there were sharks in the water. And then, he doesn't like swimming in the wetsuit either. So that guy, I think he was in there for a couple of seconds. So, and I don't know if it's appropriate, but I think we should up front say something. You froze. Are you there? Is your internet being persnickety again? I just think it would be appropriate to say something about Attorney Bernie, our neighbor.
Well, I don't know. It's not right now.
Okay, all right. Do we? I mean, all we know is that he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So that's sad news that I got last night when you texted me. That was sad. So more to come there, but yeah, he was a good friend. So, talk to me about El Paso. What you said? So Hinchis was there, but they weren't playing drums. They didn't bring any of the musical instruments.
Yeah, they were there.
Okay.
Yeah, they showed up.
So
Open Cup.
Yeah. Must be nice, Andy, because we didn't qualify for the playoffs, therefore we don't get to play. So it would be nice.
But no, anyway, here comes El Paso. We were again, number one was Danny Rojas. That was what was the part. What was so funny to me, because again, before the match starts, they usually warm up. The opposing team is usually warming up on our end there.
In front of the supporter section. Yep.
Yeah, so it's cool because you get to chirp at them, and usually they ignore you. And the El Paso keeper did not ignore us. He did not ignore, and I just dude, because he had the long hair, and I was like, "Are you Danny Rojas?" And I don't know. Usually, you just yell at them, and they just ignore you. And then this dude turns around, and he's like, "No, but he's often confused for me." I was like,
for our viewers who are not Ted Lasso fans, Danny Rojas is a character from Mexico that's in the series, and the actor that portrayed Danny Rojas, Cristano Fernandez. Fernandez, is that right?
Cristo Fernandez.
Christoph Fernandez used to be a professional soccer player. Unfortunately, injuries played their part, so he became an actor. And this past off season, he's been doing the rounds, trying to get fit to come back to be a professional player again. And he spent some time in El Paso at their training facility, keeping fit with them. So it's a fair question to ask. Are you Danny Rojas or you're not? So there you go.
I'm just trying to and then when you're going back and forth with him, and the dude ends up with a 3-0 clean sheet, you're kind of like, should I set it? We were because again, every goal he was coming up, he was in our face because most of the first goal actually was, he was still on our end, so he made sure to come over and then let his feelings known to us. And I don't know, it makes it fun. It's all in good fun. I don't care, he's a human being. He's just a player. Sure. I don't. But anyway, and so here comes El Paso. They looked good last week against Colorado Springs. It was a 2-2 draw, but they looked really good. Again, Western Conference opponent, somebody that we're very familiar with. And again, we were at home, and they just came in, and 3-0 loss. A good first 0-2 start for the team since 2022, since that inaugural season. But more importantly for me, that's 0 goals in those first 2 matches. Yeah, and they scored 2. That first ever match was a 4-2 loss against Phoenix. Yep. And so at least it was, but this is where I'm like, am I just trying to be too positive? But the team looks so much different when Lletget came on. And they're just so young, even this guy. So again, this is what I'm liking is they're obviously they need another goal scoring threat. And here's an announcement comes out. This Riley Bedoy. Yeah, 24-year-old forward. Spent 2 years at Loudoun, 11 goals, 4 assists. So it's like, okay, at least they're not just sitting there waiting for one of the 22 players that's on the roster to get hot or something. That they seem to be trying, but right now it's not working up front. But like I said, Lletget just gives you that, like we said before. He's been on the national stage. He's played in MLS. He came out.
He's played overseas. He played for West Ham. Yep.
Yeah, so he's used to these things. He can calm everybody down, and it looked like that. He was only there for the last 25 minutes of the match, but I'm super curious. I mean, number one, we're not going to get 90 minutes a match from him. That's just, I think that's asking a bit much. He would probably say, yeah, that's what I want to do, but realistically, because we're still waiting, or it still seems like Elijah is not. I mean, he's probably fully healthy, but he's still just not match fit.
He's knocking the rust off. Yep,
exactly. And oh man, and they came. I'm super curious what Elijah can do with an experienced midfielder.
And like Lletget. Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not going to get any easier. You see Sacramento coming up right now on the schedule. But I mean, because I want to say, they went down a man at the 66th minute, with Belmar getting his second yellow. But at that point, they had already given up the 3 goals, so it's not really like that's what was even more.
As long as it's not a rout. Yeah.
Well, exactly. They were able to hold it together, and that's right around when Lletget came in, So you lose a player, you bring in an experienced player, and all of a sudden you gave up 3 goals in 75 minutes, and then you give up no goals in the final 25.
Yeah.
Or
whatever. It bodes well for the future. It shows that we can at least for that segment of the game, we kept a clean sheet, so to speak. We kept them out of the goal again from scoring more. I am interested to see, I'm sure Lletget is probably still working on his match fitness as well. I'm excited to read more about Riley Bedoy, if that's how we pronounce it. We're still waiting on a pronunciation key there.
Yeah, but that's my New Zealand accent.
but his familiarity with playing at Loudoun, Amari Glasgow was there last year, so he played at Loudoun. Who else did we get from Loudoun? There's another player that we've got that was at Loudoun. So we've got some familiarity bred there, which will be good for us. You mentioned the first 2 games of the inaugural season. Yes, we went to Phoenix on the road and lost 4-2. Yes, the next game, I'm trying to remember who that one was against, and we lost that one too. But let's not forget that the third game of that season, we went to Oakland and we came away 3-2 winners. So that bodes well as well.
Yeah.
I would
And then
like to say
also,
we could go to Sacramento and sneak something. So
yeah, exactly. And also, if you look back at that, and I hope we don't see these days, but out of the first 10 matches, that Oakland one was the only one we won, and we
exactly.
lost the other 9. Not even a draw in there, just 9 losses, 1 win. But yeah, exactly. Well, I
And then
mean,
we had our home opener. So exactly. Yep.
yeah, and like we said before, because Sacramento is a rival, these are more spirited matches. Sacramento definitely has the advantage, and I mean, having Vitiello, they've met 10 times, Sacramento and Monterey Bay FC, and Vitiello has 4 clean sheets in those 10. It's that guy is he's a machine.
He's a banana peel for us.
Yeah, but I
Vitti
still
yellow, dressed in yellow.
literally is in yellow. But again, it being early in the season with another week of Lletget, with another week of Elijah, getting fit, like you're saying, even if you come out of there with a draw, you just something to start building the confidence. These are great players, but again, like you said, they are from a lot of places around the world, and even some of them do have experience or familiarity with each other. They still
Sure.
kind of don't know each other. And then also, I mean, this probably has nothing to do with it, but imagine just coming here and it's such a beautiful area. Like, how can you focus? You're like, have you ever been to Point Lobos?
Right. Yep.
Kind of hard to focus when you see all that.
And we know what those sunsets look like at Cardinelli Stadium as well. It's kind of hard when you're on the pitch. Yeah, you have a job to do, but you're like, holy crap, look at that cloud formation.
Right.
We're hoping not. We're hoping that 100% focused. But no, I'm I'm I missed that game. I missed the El Paso game simply because I had gotten in late that night. That was the night of the Chelsea match, or Newcastle's away match at Chelsea, and we snuck a 1-0 win there and kept a clean sheet. So we were celebrating into the night that night, and so I got into the hotel about 30 minutes before kickoff, and that was at 2:30 in the morning. So I missed that match. So
Yeah.
I woke up to the result. So I'm excited to come home. I know we got the match against Sacramento this Saturday. So that game will be on in the wee hours of the morning tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning, the Sunday morning. But then we've got, our next big match here in Newcastle is Newcastle hosting Sunderland at noon with a noon kickoff. So that's 5:00 in the morning, Monterey time. So I'll be already out on the town at 2 a.m. your time. So we'll see what's going on there. But I'm looking forward to getting home. I'm looking forward to the watch party that we'll host for the Las Vegas game at Brass Tap on the 28th. Kickoff at 7 p.m. So it'll be a regular nighttime game for us. So I'm looking forward to seeing people at the Brass Tap. And then, of course, the next weekend is April 4th. And that's our game against San Antonio. And that'll be my first game back in the stadium. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'm just hoping that I have a voice by the time I get there, because this bronchitis that I caught while I was over here is just kicking my ass. So I'm hoping I'll be all good by the time I get there.
This warm California air will do you good.
We'll see what we can do.
I was earlier today, I was reading an article by a BBC article, because they said in the UK tailgating was about to become illegal. And I was like, what? Number one, I didn't know there was a tailgating culture in the UK, and why would it become illegal? So I read the article, and yeah, tailgating means something different in the UK. So apparently there's a problem where like, because people go in through through turnstiles, there's not even like a person scanning, it's just turnstiles. So like if you're going into the subway, so like apparently
there are
somebody
people. Go ahead.
For a legit person, like say I have a season ticket, I scan my season ticket, which opens up the turnstile, and then Dan, who does not have a season ticket, squeezes right behind me, and before the turnstile has a chance to lock, Dan is also snuck in,
right,
and that's tailgating in the UK.
That I can understand. Okay, so having been through multiple turnstiles at St. James's Park this trip, many of which have been around since before Dan is the size that Dan is now. Squeezing through, squeezing into those turnstiles is a pain in the ass. And no, you have to. Everything is electronic on your phone now, so you have to scan your phone to unlock the tailgate. And there is a person at every turnstile who is monitoring the computer system to make sure that no one's tailgating. So I was going to say tailgating the way that we're familiar with it. Yes, there's a car park just around the corner, but that's normally where all the players are parked. You don't get into the car park, and you don't have to tailgate because in Newcastle, there are 174 pubs within a mile of the stadium. So what's tailgating? You're walking across the street. Right now, there's a pub in my hotel. There's the Stack across the street. There's the Strawberry down the street. There's Shearer's that's built into the stadium. There's Rosie's down there. There's the Irish Center there. The Trent House is there. The Lost Wanderer is there. I can count 8 pubs within 200 yards of my hotel.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Well,
that's what I thought. I thought that there was like these intrepid English dudes that were just trying to like bring American culture over and said, no, we're going to start barbecuing in these tiny little streets. And the government was like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. We're going to put a stop to that. We'll have none of that Yank business. All right, so we're going to Sacramento. I understand that there's a large group going to Sacramento, which is good. I'm excited to see those fans in the stands. And it sounds like the Tower Bridge Battalion is ready to receive us with open arms. Again, we go back to, I'm seeing a change this season from our supporters groups. There's a lot more desire to mix with the other supporters from the other teams, simply because, as you and I have said for the last 4 seasons, we're all in this together as far as supporters are concerned. What's good for them is good for us. What's good for us is good for them. It bodes well for everybody to be on the same page. So I love the fact that, the adversarial aspect of supporter relations has lessened this season. Seeing all the pictures of the tailgates, the big tailgate with the Roots folks.
They're always cool.
So I mean, I don't know if that's if it was particularly just because it was the Roots and we get along with them, but again, when the Tower Bridge folks, you've been there, Oz, when we've met with them in the parking lot at Heart Health Park. There's some good-natured ribbing, there's some name calling and that kind of thing. But as soon as the Jägermeister comes out, then everybody's copacetic. So there are people, unfortunately, in both aspects, in both groups, that they don't want to mix. They don't want to have that kind of rapport. And we've seen that firsthand. Beverly, Patrick, and Annie and I, the first time that we tailgated at Heart Health Park, when we were invited over by the Tower Bridge Battalion, there was a gentleman there who made it abundantly clear we were not welcome at their tailgate. And we just kind of looked at him befuddled, going, we were invited. Who invited you? And then we pointed, and then she comes over and puts that guy in his place, and he was just like, so it's going to be that way, simply because you and I both know that there are fans who don't want to be friends, just the way it is. But that's not us. You and me, we like to we like to consider ourselves to be footy ambassadors, and we just want to have a good time wherever we go, and we could be friends until the whistle blows. And then for those 90 minutes, we don't have to be friends. But as soon as the game's over, win or lose, I'd much prefer go out and have a beer in the parking lot with that person again, and some general shit talking. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes it fun. I mean, it's just, yeah. And yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but yeah, it is nice to see that we are going to have a group there on the road to show the guys that even though those first two matches hadn't gone our way, we still we haven't given 100%. Up on him, and we won't give up on him. Yep. And yeah,
are you going to SAC?
They show up on. No.
I know Joey and Larry are going, so we'll have that aspect there. I don't know if. I assume Hinchis is going. I think Edgar said he was going to go. So I'm hoping that there's a good showing. Obviously, I'm 5,200 miles away, so I will not be there. But I'm looking forward to going to some road games. Other big news, of course, was the news that was released yesterday that the women's team has made their first 3 signings, which is really exciting. Local product. Local talent. We've got a young lady from Watsonville. We've got a young lady from Soledad, and I think a young lady from Monterey, correct?
Yeah, I am pulling it up here.
Okay.
First 3 players in franchise history.
Yeah. I'm just really excited that they're from the 831. I mean, that's just to have local talent already signing up for the team is just a big deal.
Yeah, Isabela Tejeda, born in Monterey, grew up in Royal Oaks.
Yep.
Went to high school at Palma, and is playing at University of Oregon. And then Montserrat, that's just a cool name.
It is.
Montserrat Hernandez Marquez. Jesus. That's like.
Wait a minute. Isn't Montserrat isn't that who Nico Gordon represents internationally?
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Montserrat Hernandez Marquez. She sounds like she's fought in the Revolutionary War.
Right.
Montserrat Hernandez Marquez. She's from Watsonville. She played at Cal Poly. Ooh, so she's
slow.
Small.
Cal Poly slow. Mustang.
And then Vanessa Aguilar, from Soledad, currently plays at University of Washington.
Yep.
Played for Mexico at the international level at U15s, U17s. Played in the 2024 CONCACAF Championships.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
So exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Because that season starts in May, correctly? I mean,
yes,
it plays the same time as the USL 2, and we don't have MBFC 2 this year. We have the USLW instead. So I could not be more excited about that. And of course, Ted Lasso coming out just before that. Season 4, focus on the women's team. I think that'll get everybody jazzed for the whole idea. So I'm ecstatic. We got to reach out to the club and see if we can get those 3 ladies on the drop-in. And as we've talked about, they can do it from anywhere. We'll send them a link and we'll just have them on the show. That would be great.
Yeah. They're here representing the local area.
Yep. Again, just 831 talent is exciting. And of course, we know the ladies coach as well because she's from CSUMB. She's the CSUMB women's coach, the head coach of the program there. So already familiar with the stadium, already familiar with the facilities. So that's exciting. Just good news all around. So did we talk about? Let's see. The last time we spoke, had you already been to the press conference? I don't think we've talked about it, about the Lletget signing. We talked about him playing, but I don't think you and I have had a chance to talk about his signing yet.
No, actually, that's true, right? No, it didn't come in. Yeah, they did an event at Montreal,
Montreal.
whatever that place on. Why is the main street in Monterey not Main Street? It's like Alvarado's their main street, but one street above is a
Is
street
Kai
called Main
Principal.
Street. But it's like yeah. Why? What happened there? I'm sure because that's where the city hall is, right? City Hall's on Calle Principal. So I'm like,
Nope.
I'm sure maybe his
City Hall's on Pacific, the next street up.
Oh, I got beef. Why is the main street like 2nd Avenue? Anyway, yeah. So anyway, so the team says, hey, press conference here at Montreal. Come check it out. I knew it was a big deal when you walk up and Bruce is in a sport coat. As I don't know. I was like, it looked like it's like the barely fit him. It's like the one he wore in prom. He hasn't worn it in 20 years. And I was like, oh man, this is a big deal. If they got Bruce, if they made Bruce dress up, this is a big deal. So I was 50-50 that they were going to announce a statue of me at Cardinale. I thought it was a bit premature, but I'm fine with it. I would be okay with it.
But they didn't ask you for the measurements of the flag? I would have thought that would be a precursor.
Well, I lost it for a couple of days, and I thought that was like a spy move that they did it, behind my back. So I showered. I dressed up as well just in case. I was prepared. It was going to be the same artist that did the Ronaldo one.
Oh, God.
But so yeah, that's probably not good for your bronchitis there.
Dude, you just killed me. Oh man, I was not prepared for that one. Oh my goodness. I was like when James Corden had Beckham on, and they had the same something similar to that where it didn't look like Beckham at all. So oh God, oh man, that was funny. Thank you. I needed that. That was good. All right, so you saw Bruce.
So anyway, yeah. We go upstairs to the little banquet hall thing there, and sure enough, you see Sebastian Lletget is standing there. It's pretty obvious once you see the guy. And yeah, so really quick press conference to announce him. I talked to him for a bit. I really liked what I was hearing. Because obviously no guy's gonna come in here and say, "Oh, this is pretty cool. I plan on sitting on the beach and drinking Mai Tais and taking it lightly." But anyway, he was serious about how, hey, I believe I still have tread on the tire. I still I'm here to compete. I'm not just here to be a name to sell tickets. I'm here to win. And like if we start winning games and we get into the playoffs, we can win a championship. And I don't know. I really liked it. He seemed really positive being here. Again, it's basically a homecoming for him. He's from South San Francisco, so he's familiar with the area. And that's what I left feeling positive, because this is somebody that doesn't have anything to prove. And so to hear that he's ready or willing to contribute. And then
he's played US at international level in 2 MLS teams.
It sounds really slow.
Say again?
The sound is coming in really slow.
Oh. I don't know why.
Did you
Take my headphones out. So
got socialized medicine is good.
no, my head. I did through black and white. I almost dead. So I had to take them. Well, that not to having the chance to speak. We've already swapped a couple of. I sound like a robot, Uncle Dan. Okay.
A drunk
I don't know
robot.
what to do there. Oh no. See if I can fix that. Talk.
All right, yeah, I'll that. I mean, yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, I am really excited. It was excited to hear what he had to say, to hear his enthusiasm in his voice. To again, it was, and one thing. I mean, I hope you can hear me, but if you don't, I'll. Yeah, exactly. It. Have you tried turning it on and off again? But one thing I really liked is during the press conference, they're asked him like, how do you feel like you could contribute to such a young team? And he was like, dude, I've already been to the magnet board a couple times and moved some stuff around. And then Jordan just kind of looks at him and then he goes, no, don't worry, you'll be okay with what I did. So that's what I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. He's already. Again, obviously Jordan's the man in charge, but this is somebody that has a lot of experience that could tell a player, hey, go here, stand here. And again, if you're 22, 23, you're going to be like, yeah, this guy has played at some of the highest levels. I want to be there, so I'll listen to him. So yeah, to see that he's wanting to contribute like that, not necessarily as a coach, but kind of as a coach-like player. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be a leader on the pitch. We know that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. We know he's going to be a leader on the pitch. He's not brought in. He was not brought in to make up numbers. He's come in to contribute, and he's said that from the start that he is here to contribute and he's here to play. He's ecstatic to be here because he is from the area. He may be an hour north of us, but I mean, he's already familiar with Monterey Bay. He's been here many times. He's just excited to be here. I'm excited to have this addition to the team. I'm excited to read this morning about Riley Bedoy. That means we now have a roster of 26 players, Oz. I think that's the largest roster we've ever had, but it also includes 3 guys that have been earmarked for the U20 team. Right? Right? Can you hear me?
What was it say? The 3 guys? Yeah.
Well, Jaimin and Andreas, and there's a forward, a defender, and a midfielder who are all U20 products that have signed professional contracts, and they've all been added to the first team squad. Correct? The three young men that we just signed.
When I saw the roster, only one of them. I don't know which one off the top of my head, but there was only one on the roster. I don't know where the other 2 are, but
looking at the roster that is posted on the website right now, we have Andres O'Neill, number 28. We have Angel Villasana, number 30, and then Jaimin Anderson, number 29. They're all listed in the roster. They're all on the roster. And doing my math.
Hey, whoever does the media guide, you got to put them in the media guide.
Well, see, so that's what I'm saying is, I think that when they were announced, when their signings were announced, they were products that were being signed for the U20 Academy. So, right now being listed in the roster is good. And I've seen them in social media. I've been seeing them in some of the the fun videos. Like there was a question this morning, which of your teammates is most likely to forget something, and everybody was pointing their fingers at Jaimin, and then Jaimin was like, "That's not me." And then at the end of the video, Jaimin was going back to the locker room because he'd forgotten something. So, I'm glad to see this camaraderie that's being built. But yeah, I mean, we've gone through seasons with 20 players, 21 players. I think last year we had 25, and I think that was the most we've ever had. So Colin wants to know, what about the kid that signed from CSUMB? Did we sign a kid from CSUMB? The freshman that scored in the friendly, did he sign? Is he with the under 20s? I think he's a year or two older for U20. Olaf is his name.
Oh yeah, Olaf.
Well, he's not listed on the roster. So I'll have to go back and look. I'm looking, Colin. Hold tight. I'll find out. The trio of players to the academy contracts.
Olaf Larson.
Anderson, Jaimin, Olaf Larson. That's right. Anderson, 17, a native of Atlanta, Georgia, comes to us from MLS Next Academy with Real Salt Lake and FC Cincinnati. Villasanya was recommended to MBFC after being identified and scouted at the Dreams Academy as part of the established partnership with Pachuca. And then O'Neill is a local talent, 16 years old, is a local talent that came to MBFC during the 2025 season from Dianza Force Soccer Club in Cupertino. We, of course, Dianza Force, having covered the earthquakes so many years ago. I think, Colin, Olaf Larson playing in that friendly against, is it Pachuca that he played, where he scored the goal?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think maybe some ID camp material there. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I feel like I've been gone forever and I've missed so much. I'm excited to come home and catch up. But no, I think we're moving in the right direction. I mean, and we heard both Mike Sheehan when he was on the program, when he sat down with us, and of course Oliver Weiss, having spoken to him multiple times. The impetus is to move us forward. The first two results may not have been results that we wanted or maybe expected, but there is an element of growth and of persistence, I think, that we will see coming out of this roster, that we're going to keep going. I think everybody's just trying to find their spot. A lot of them were coming into camp, and then we're trying to put them, get them on the pitch and on the training pitch and get them minutes to get them as match fit as we can. I think everybody's still trying to figure themselves out, and I just look forward to it. It's a whole bunch of new names, and several of the guys that we know, that we've known and loved for a number of years. Adrian Rebelliar being one of them. He's getting close, but we haven't seen him on the pitch yet. We haven't seen him in the game day roster yet because he's still battling whatever that injury that's bugging him about. So, we'll see him soon. Look forward to seeing him soon. But I'm excited. I'm excited to come home and see what this roster is all about.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do on the road. And they're on the road the next 2 weeks. So,
yep.
Yeah, we'll see what they can pull off.
Yep. And you're not going to Vegas either.
Looks like no.
Okay.
Now, I mean,
well, then
it's going to take a miracle in 2 weeks.
I hope to see you at Brass Tap on the 28th then, so we can catch up then. No, just a reminder to everybody: no Premier League morning tomorrow morning. We had too many things going on, and quite frankly, none of the teams that our regulars all follow we're playing tomorrow morning. I think if I go look at the fixture list, I think it's like Burnley versus Wolves or something like that. No, Bournemouth is playing tonight, so who's playing first thing in the morning. Hold on. Tomorrow, Brighton versus Liverpool is at 8:30 in the morning. Fulham versus Burnley. Well, I say 12:30 p.m. our time. That's going to be 5:30 in the morning there. So we wouldn't have even been open. Fulham versus Burnley. Your match, Manchester City versus Crystal Palace, was postponed because you're playing in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Everton Chelsea is at 5:30 here, so that's 10:30 in the morning there. So anyway, Mama Teak took a straw poll of our regulars, and everybody was just kind of, they'll take advantage of the last Saturday to sleep in, and and when we come back on April 11th, then we'll come back at 7 a.m. because they're going into an international break now. Five players from Newcastle were named to England this morning.
Man, like, we need a break, please.
We
need sleep.
So this weekend is a couple of games, but then no games on the 28th, no games on April 4th, and then they'll be back on April 11th. So looking forward to that. Nice. But I come home Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. I will begin my birthday here on Tyneside, and I will end my birthday when I walk in the front door. So it'll be a long birthday, but I think that's the way Tara planned it, was so that I strung out my birthday as long, just to make sure I feel as old as I am when I get home. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing you, Oz. Colin, do you think MBFC will host watch parties for the World Cup? I will tell you that when we talked to you and we talked to Mike Sheehan, that Monterey Bay was looking at doing some stuff on the big screen. They don't have announcements yet, but they were looking at doing some stuff involving the big screen. Could possibly be away watch parties on the pitch at Cardinale. But as the World Cup is coming, there's going to be, I think, some opportunities for some club-based activities that we could all get together and do as season ticket holders. So more to come on that, Colin. There was some discussion about possibilities of what we could do for the World Cup, specifically because a lot of those kickoffs are going to be during daytime hours. So it could be interesting for us. So we'll see. When we get back, we'll ask more questions. I asked Mike if I could meet him for coffee or something when I get back. So I think I'm meeting him on Friday for coffee. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get some more insight as to what's coming.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I've missed you, brother. I look forward to seeing. And I got to get this. You just did a podcast with K Squid up in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, well, actually, I did it like in December.
Is that the one that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I was curious myself. I was almost like, what did I do wrong? But I'm like, there's scheduling stuff. But yeah, so it finally came out, the interview with K Squid. It was.
I listened to it as I was walking around the city today. It was a great talk, great interview. I want to know more about the hero squid. I'm looking forward to that. That story. When you write that, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a fun, weird story. But yeah.
For those of you who are watching who haven't seen it, make sure that did you share it on Salad Bites Media? Or on Selena's podcast.
Selena's podcast.
Yeah. So go look at Oz's other Instagram page at the Selena's podcast. You could also find it at Ksquid, that's ksqd.com, or is it Ksquid Live? I can't remember what their Instagram page is called, but go and check that out. You can find the link. It's an hour long. It's a great conversation. And, for those of us who know and love Oz, it's a little bit of insight into our good friend. So I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it while I was walking around town. So
yeah, it's always cool to be on the other side.
just so you know, I finished it while I was sitting in the beer garden at the Wobbly Duck, finishing my Greg sausage roll, and I got you your black extra medium Wobbly Duck t-shirt. So
Nice.
it's here. I have it. It's ready to go. I'll bring it home for you. So
Quackers for craft beer.
there you go. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's all we've got tonight. Just so everybody knows, I've been paying attention to the Instagram comments, and we've had one viewer on Instagram, back up to 6 now, but no one has added a comment since Katie Pringle, who's here in Newcastle. She wanted to talk to Derek's Designs about a design for her son's room. I said, we'll talk to Derek, see what's going on there. But yeah, I thank you to everyone who's stuck around. Colin, thanks for joining us. Andy down in Orange County, thanks for joining us. Owen, look forward to seeing you when I get home, buddy. Lysander dropped in for a minute in the comments. Derek of Derek's Designs, of course, is in the comments. Just scrolling back up. Just good to see everybody. I know it's always weird when we do these ones in the middle of the day, but you know, it's will Hinchus be back drumming next home match? I assume so. That's April 4th. I'm not exactly sure. I read their statement. I know that there's been some discussions between Hinchus and the home office. So we'll see what happens there. So, but I look forward to seeing everybody on the 28th at Brass Tap for the Las Vegas away match. And I look forward to seeing everybody on April 4th at Cardinale Stadium when we host San Antonio. Oz, I look forward to seeing you sooner than both of those dates. I'll see you when I get home.
Yeah, we'll see you when you come back. A nice flight back. And yeah, we'll see you back in the warm California.
I wish Man City all the luck on Sunday. Oh, great. Have a great Carabao Cup. All I ask is that for those of you watching, keep your fingers crossed for Newcastle. They had a hell of a match against Barcelona the other night, and it would be nice to bounce back against the Mackhams. So that's what I'm shooting for. Derek, always a pleasure to see you as well, my friend. And Oz, I understand. I understand of a pile of deliveries that came while I was gone, birthday related and that kind of stuff. But one of them is the poll that we've been talking about with Heather.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa.
So that's one of the things I will unwrap as soon as I get home, and I will take pictures and send them to you.
We're gonna have to pick up the kegerator.
I'm looking forward to it. And that's easy. That's an easy hour trip to. Well, maybe we should make a little road trip to go see our friends at Rising Phoenix, and pick up the kegerator, bring it in, and figure out where that's going to go in the office there. So, yep. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for checking in with us, and we'll see you when I get back, and we'll be in the studio again.
Yeah, we're back.
All right, folks. I'm preparing us, Oz, because when I end the stream, it's going to give us our little outro, and then it's going to have our background there. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. Oz, say goodnight, Oz.
Good night, Oz.